Hello, ghosts. In this very interesting episode, we're going to talk about less known wars in history. I'm not going to waste any more of your time and be as dense and informative in a very short period of time. So let's get started. There are many conflicts throughout history that do not have the same degree of fame as, let's say, World War II, the American Civil War, or the Napoleonic Wars. This is for various reasons. They might be less famous because they happened a long time ago, involved less globally known powers, or because they didn't result in major geopolitical change. Here's some lesser known wars. Number 1. The War of Jenkins Ear, 1739-1742. This was a conflict between Britain and Spain that started over the relatively minor incident of a British sea captain, Robert Jenkins, having his ear severed by Spanish coast guards who accused him of smuggling. The ear was allegedly exhibited in the British Parliament, escalating tensions and leading to war. Number 2. The Pastry War, 1838-1839. This was a conflict between Mexico and France that originated from a French pastry cook claiming that Mexican officers had damaged his restaurant. The French government demanded compensation. Mexico refused, and it led to a brief military conflict. Less known war number 3 is the Pig War, 1859. This was a border dispute between the United States and the British Empire over the boundary between the US and British Columbia. The conflict, which escalated to the point of military involvement, was triggered by the killing of a pig. Number 4. The War of the Stray Dog, 1925. This was a brief conflict between Greece and Bulgaria that was triggered by an incident where a Greek soldier was shot while chasing his runaway dog across the Bulgarian border. Number 5. The Football War, 1969. This conflict between Honduras and El Salvador was triggered by tensions during a series of football, that is, soccer matches. The football games were the final events that led to the escalation of already existing tensions. They were like the last straw, or the trigger that caused the tensions to explode into conflict. The root cause involved issues of immigration and land reform. Number 6. The Cod Wars, 1958-1976. It's the combined conflicts that took place over 20 years. This series of disputes between the UK and Iceland were over the fishing rights in the North Atlantic. There was some naval involvement, but no actual combat. Number 7. The Emu War, 1932. Not a traditional war, that was a conflict in Australia between military forces and a large population of emus that were destroying crops. The emus proved remarkably resilient, leading to the conflict between, humorously termed, a war. Number 8. The Aroostook War, 1838-1839. This was a border conflict between the US and Britain over the boundary between Maine and New Brunswick. No actual combat took place.